Hey, what's up guys, I'm Valorant. I'm back with another guide video, and today we'll be talking about Childe or Tartaglia in 3.2. Before we go into it, a lot of my viewers are not sub yet. Rumor has it that if you're subscribed to my channel, you'll win your 50-50 every single time, scientifically proven. Anyways, let's get into it. We know that Childe is one of the earliest characters released on Genshin Impact around 2 years ago, and a lot of things have changed since then. New, stronger characters with new artifact sets tailored just for them, or even godly support like Kazuha that's basically irreplaceable since the day he was released. But Childe as a DPS character is bound to be replaced sooner or later. And we have seen characters like Yelan or Ato whose main role is a DPS when they're on field, but they also offer so much value when played as a sub DPS off field. Yelan and Ato perform greatly regardless of how many enemies are there on the field, but Childe only performs his best when there are many enemies, since he can consistently trigger Riptide procs and deal AoE hydro damage, which is also a huge part of his damage output. Not only that, Childe is also best known for his specialty, cooldown time. His cooldown time is so ridiculous if you don't manage it well, making Childe's learning curve really high since you need to have a clear understanding of team rotations. So, with so many downsides, is Childe still relevant in 3.2? The answer is yes. He's still good and he still performs greatly in what he does best, which is multi-target, DPS, and the best Hydro applicator. The reason he's the fastest Hydro applicator is because most of his kits have no internal cooldowns, meaning that Childe can apply Hydro so fast that it will be really hard for other element auras to keep up. Or, in layman's terms, you will set up Hydro auras most of the time with Childe, making any other element to be the one who trigger the reaction. Hence, the reverse Vaporize team comes, since your Pyro character, like Xiangling, will be the one who triggers the Vaporize reaction. On Dendro teams, however, Childe's fast Hydro application means faster Dendro core generations, and characters like Cookie or Fischl that can apply Electro off-field will trigger an insane amount of Hyperblooms. And a lot of people don't realize how insanely good his Riptide procs are in Dendro teams. Imagine this. You apply Nahida's E skill to the enemies, and for each elemental reaction triggered on the enemy, Nahida will reply Dendro to them. Then you apply Riptide status using Childe's charge attack or both elemental burst, and this will generate Dendro cores. And every time an enemy dies when they are still under the effect of Riptide, it will explode and cast Riptide status on all other enemies around it. And if the enemies are under Dendro auras, this will also generate Dendro cores. At Constellation 4, Childe can constantly apply Riptide Slash every 4 seconds to enemies marked with Riptide, regardless of how far they are, hence, more Dendro cores. Now you can clearly see how insane Childe's Hydro application in a Dendro team. His Hydro application is so insanely fast that none other Hydro characters can compete with him. Childe also excels in burst damage. You might have seen video where Childe deals hundreds of thousands or even over a million burst damage, and that is still true. His burst damage output is one of the highest out there, as long as you understand how to set it up correctly. But as a Childe player since day one, I can tell you this. Childe is not your typical DPS character. What I mean is that to play Childe to his full potential, you need to understand about team rotations first. As I have stated earlier in the video, Childe is not your typical DPS character where you can just cast your buffs with your support, then swap into Childe hoping for him to deal massive damage with the buffs he receives. Childe deals damage optimally only in the first 3 to 5 seconds when you cast his elemental skill. Why? Because the cooldown time is already at 9 to 11 seconds by then, and by swapping him out and waiting for his cooldown to finish, you can reapply the other buffs or aura to maximize Childe's next DPS window. For example, during those 9 to 11 seconds, you can cast Kazuha's elemental skill, or Nahida's elemental skill or elemental burst, Fischl's elemental skill, Bennett or Cookie's healing, etc. So that when you swap in Childe again in the next time, he will have everything he needs to deal massive damage during his small DPS window. Doing longer DPS than 11 seconds might punish you severely with a DPS drop, but again it really depends on your team comps. Childe is an amazing character. He is still going strong even after 2 years, and that just shows how strong Childe is. But is he a must pull? Well, I don't think so, since probably in the future there will be better characters Even now, a lot of Hydro DPS like Yelan and Ayato are preferred more. But if you like him or his playstyle, then go for it. Childe is still amazing and definitely won't hold you back. Here are some showcases of Childe Hyperbloom and Burgeon in the new episode 12, but before that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.
Dendro 逃げられるかな。